Am I your most dramatic patient?
I don't know about dramatic. You are, you're definitely the one that is quite, I have to be ready for. And always has something new to tell me and really fun to talk to. So, but dramatic can be very different in so many ways. You're actually also very chill in some ways because you get things, and I can talk to you sometimes even as if I'm talking to an adult because you're so smart.
How dare you call me not dramatic?
Well, you are dramatic in your journey. Also, very fun. We've gone through ups and downs. And you are just always fun to take care of.
What is your favorite part of treating kids?
I think what I love about treating kids is the variety. Just like you said, there's so many different people from all different cultures, and actually in kids it's also the part that they're all different ages and everyone has a different need, and they're also just straight who they are. There's not as much made up stuff. It's just honesty, and that's what I love about kids. And I also like their parents too, because it's sort of fun to see that interaction, and I love seeing the kids grow up. So and see them change. That's a really cool part too. So pediatrics is special because you get to see that whole, development.
Yeah, and there is an added bonus to liking both kids and parents. Without the parents, the kids wouldn't actually be there.
So true. Yeah, and pediatrics is taking care of the family, not just the kids. So that's also really a good aspect of it, because it's really teamwork, right? We do it all together. Because I can come up with all different kinds of things, but if the parents and you are not with me, forget it. I'm going to lose. It's not going to work.
Yeah. Why did you choose to become a pediatric oncologist?
Oncology is one of those fields where you can put together, this continuity where you get to see the kids grow up with really good science, right? Because it's like it's meaningful. It's, I get to know my patients. I get to spend time with them. I get to go through some really life-altering things, and hopefully we all come out better on the other side. And so there's a lot of need. There's still so much to be done, so much work to be done. And I felt excited to be part of the solution to making kids, survive and do well. And so I still love it, even though it's a crazy life.
Yeah. I've decided to go into one of the medical professions. I don't know which one yet. And again, college is like at least 10 years away. So I have time to decide. And do you have any career advice for me?
I think the career advice I'd give you is just go with your heart. You'll figure it out. Don't pay attention to all the politics. Politics is good for advocacy and figuring out, making sure that people get what they need. But in terms of delivering care, just go with, figuring. The most important thing is probably to find the field that is going to make you feel like you want to get up in the morning and go and feel like it's meaningful. So that's why the heart's important.
Yeah.
And I know you have a good mind, so you will do great.
What's it like when you have to give a patient or a family the scan results?
So first of all, just like families have anxiety about scans, I think, doctors and nurses also do have, where I'm always looking at the scan and hoping for that it's going to be good. And so, or, seeing what it is and really trying to understand it. And then, but actually giving the results, it depends on what it is, right? If it's good
Yeah.
news, it's usually just
Much
the
easier.
relief and happiness, and making sure to give that early so that you don't keep that, anxiety in the room can come down, which is, it gives me relief as well. When it's not great news, it's also one of those things where, you know, uh, it's tough at times, but the majority of the time, it's all about trying to tell them the news, but figuring out
Without
how
making
we're
them,
going to go through it, and not just thinking about giving bad news and walking away, right? It's
yeah.
giving the news and having a plan or having some help or figuring out what it is. So it is probably one of the toughest parts of pediatric oncology, but it's also the one that I think is, you will, I think as an oncologist, you probably will always remember certain scan results or the times you talk to families, because those, I can even remember sometimes the rooms I was in, and it could be like years later. That's how your brain can work and sort of keeps that information, because it's so important and so meaningful on both sides for me and the patients. And
What is your connection to St. Baldricks?
well, St. Baldricks is one with pediatric oncology, because they're really help us with so much of the research that goes on. They actually have supported the NANT consortium for a while, and for research, and have really helped me personally in some research projects that I think have made lots of difference, including to some research that you participated in. So, they really put in the where the gaps are and help us with all the gaps, because without them, this kind of research would be very, very difficult to do.
Yeah. So, to you, why is the St. Baldrick's mission so important?
Because I don't think we could do it without them, because I think pediatric oncology is one of those things that if you're in it, you know how valuable it is, and you know why it's important and why the research is so important. But to the outside world, sometimes it's not. And so it doesn't feel, because people don't, they don't see it, they don't feel it. And so St. Baldrick's is able to bring the issues to everyone, and reminding them that these kids are there and that we need help, and we need to do research to be able to have cures and have successful outcomes and have kids survive doing well. So it's really, really meaningful.
To the outside world, pediatric oncology isn't very important part. This is why on my list of runner-up jobs, in case a medical job turns out to be not exactly the right job for me, one of them is president, so that I can actually give the pediatric oncology field the money and respect they deserve.
Well, Micah, I have no doubt you're going to do amazing things no matter what you choose. We all are anxiously waiting to see what the future holds. I do think advocacy is big, right? No matter what, we have to keep on talking, and we have to keep on reminding people that kids like you exist, and that we need cures now.
What do you think about me shaving my head on June 30th?
I think it's amazing. I can't wait. I think your advocacy by shaving your hair is not only beautiful, but it's heartwarming and it's cute, and I know it makes a difference. So I'm so grateful for you. Really, in reality, I'm grateful for what you're doing.
I love my hair, but I'm always willing to give it up for childhood cancer research.
See, that's why we love you, Micah. Well, not the only reason, but.
What do you want people to know about pediatric cancer?
Although we have made progress, we have lots more work to do. I think saving a life in a kid's life is one of the most important things that we can do. And I do think cures are possible in pediatric cancer, which is why it is something that we need to continue to work for. And that the kids are amazing.
And there's also the fact that it's the right thing to do.
Exactly. And they don't even have to be president. They could be just who they are. They need to be around. They need to be with their parents. And they need to be able to grow up to be adults. And that's the most important.
Future felon, for all we care.
Okay, yeah. Let's have less of that, but true. I think one thing that's amazing about kids who get cancer is that they do end up maturing and actually making a huge contribution in life for the most part. So that's an added bonus in terms of really good people who are going to grow up to be good humans. But the reality is they have to do well. And that's our job.
Yeah. So why are clinical trials so important for treating pediatric cancer?
Clinical trials are the only way we have made actually any progress. And I would say, it's amazing that even when I started in pediatric cancer, neuroblastoma, the majority of kids were dying. And if somebody had a relapse, they were definitely not going to survive. Versus now, things are different, and that's really because of clinical trials. And that's just how you can see how you can take a concept and make it a real life answer, and you have kids who are doing well. And so what we have to do is take those clinical trials and make more progress there. Just in 10 years we have made a good amount of progress, but we have some room to go.
Thank you so much for what you've done for NANT and CHLA and all the kids you've treated.
Thank you, Micah. Thank you for being an amazing patient. It's been wonderful from the beginning. Always fun.
Thank you. Hey, and you've been an amazing doctor.
Now you need a hug, but there's the virtual hug.
Virtual hug.
Love you. So see you soon?
Yeah.